Some roads were never built for comfort. They weren't carved to connect cities, or even to make sense. They were forged through mountains, clinging to cliffs, coiling like serpents over oceans, daring anyone brave or foolish enough to take the wheel. These aren't just roads. They're man-made monsters, twisting, turning, taunting gravity. Each curve tells a story of obsession, survival, and the thrill of engineering defiance. Because sometimes the path less traveled was never meant to be traveled at all. In today's journey, we're diving into the heart of madness. 15 of the most twisted, death-defying roads ever built by human hands. So buckle up. What you're about to witness isn't just a countdown. It's a ride into the edge of reason. Let's begin. There are roads you drive, and then there are roads that drive you. Hidden deep in the wild, forested spine of eastern Hokkaido, Japan, lies a stretch of asphalt that feels less like infrastructure and more like a test of will. They call it the Road of 99 Curves. But it's more than just a name. It's a challenge, a legacy, a rhythm carved into the mountainside. This isn't just another mountain pass. It's a twisting pilgrimage, linking the quiet towns of Ohoro and Teshikaga. The road stretches for just 11 miles, but in that short span, it delivers 99 razor-sharp bends, each one numbered, each one unforgiving. Drivers don't come here to relax. They come to focus, to survive, to feel. To the untrained eye, it might look excessive, but to Japanese driving culture, this is sacred ground. The Kyoku, as it's known locally, has earned a kind of mythos among car enthusiasts and motorcyclists across the country. They travel hundreds of miles not to see it, but to conquer it. And yet, this road doesn't rush. It doesn't scream. It whispers. A coiling ribbon of blacktop that climbs a mountain with deliberate grace, like brushstrokes on ancient parchment. Every curve has intention. Every turn demands respect. There are no shortcuts, no forgiveness. Only the next bend and the next. But somewhere near the summit, the road pauses. Just for a moment, the chaos stills, the steering wheel straightens, and you arrive at the Bihoro Pass, a narrow breath in an otherwise relentless climb. And there it is, Lake Kushiro, unfurling across the horizon like a mirror to the sky, a caldera lake of ancient origin, stretching wide and quiet, as if watching. It's here that drivers pull over, step out, and stare, not just at the view, but at the road that brought them there. Halfway done, halfway to go. But make no mistake, this isn't a scenic route for tourists. It's a proving ground, especially in autumn, when the forest bursts into a wildfire of reds, golds, and ember oranges. With each twist, the scenery changes, painting the ride with shifting emotion. It's beautiful, but it's never soft, and it doesn't stop with nature. The Road of 99 Curves has been immortalized in anime, video games, and even car commercials, where manufacturers showcase not raw speed, but precision, handling, balance. Because this road doesn't reward recklessness, it punishes it. Drivers obsess over dashcam footage, tracing line choices like artists studying form. What's most haunting, though, is how intentional it feels. Unlike other winding roads, twisted by necessity, forced by terrain, this one feels designed, crafted, almost ceremonial. The mountain didn't resist. It cooperated, as if it knew the road belonged there and nowhere else. Locals speak of it with a quiet pride. They know its risks. They've seen its beauty. They understand that the Road of 99 Curves isn't for everyone. It demands your full attention, your full respect. You don't coast through it. You submit to it. There are no guardrails to your instincts here. No distractions. No forgiveness. Just you, your machine, and the hypnotic call of 99 hand-measured turns. No ocean cliffs. No death-defying drops. But still, it ranks among the most twisted roads on Earth. Because here, geometry is a danger, rhythm is a test, and mastery is the only way out. At the heart of San Francisco's Russian Hill lies a road so legendary. It's known around the world, not for where it leads, but for how it gets there. Lombard Street, barely 600 feet long, this brick-paved ribbon coils through 8 impossibly sharp switchbacks. And while it may be short, it's become a symbol of twisted perfection. But don't let its Instagram charm fool you. This winding wonder wasn't designed to entertain tourists. It was built to conquer a problem no straight road could solve. In the early 1900s, this hill rose at a staggering 27% grade, far too steep for the primitive vehicles of the time and downright dangerous for anyone on foot. So, in 1922, engineers did something radical. They bent the road, not around nature, but around necessity. The result? A deliberately crooked street, designed to tame gravity itself. And yet, what began as a practical solution soon became something more, a spectacle. Today, Lombard isn't tucked away in some remote mountain range. It weaves through a dense upscale neighborhood, surrounded by multi-million-dollar homes and perfectly manicured flower beds that mirror the curves. Crowds pour in, especially during the summer. Sidewalks fill, balconies overflow, and the air hums with cameras clicking. This is no ordinary street. It's a pilgrimage for the curious. But fame has its price. Traffic bottlenecks. Residents grow frustrated. And in 2014, city officials floated a radical idea: restrict access with reservation system. Then in 2019, California's governor signed off on legislation that allowed the city to charge a toll, potentially making Lombard the only residential street in America where you might have to pay just to drive down. And yet, people still come. They wait in line, sometimes for hours, just to descend a hill they could walk in 5 minutes. Why? Because unlike other twisted roads, born out of rugged terrain or forced by nature's extremes, Lombard Street was made crooked on purpose, not as an act of desperation, but as a triumph of design. There's a quiet irony in its fame. While high-altitude highways and treacherous passes battle mountains and weather, Lombard's most dangerous feature is its beauty. And that's what makes it unforgettable. Not just a street, but a sensation, deliberate, daring, and undeniably one of the most twisted roads ever built. There are mountain roads, and then there's Trollstigen. In the land of fjords and folklore, few roads embody myth and majesty quite like Trollstigen, Norway's legendary Troll's Path. It doesn't just carve for the landscape. It clings to it like a silver ribbon fluttering against gravity, daring nature to take it back. With 11 dramatic hairpin turns and a 10% incline, this mountain road scales a near-vertical wall of rock that defies belief. Trollstigen doesn't just climb. It ascends into the clouds. Each turn feels like a choice between courage and madness, with minimal guardrails and an ever-present sense that one wrong move could send you tumbling into the ravine below. Opened in 1936 after 8 brutal years of construction, the road was born out of sheer willpower and grit. Workers dangled from ropes as they blasted into unforgiving rock, battling avalanches, storms, and the wrath of an untamed mountain. It was a feat so ambitious, it bordered on lunacy. And yet, what they built became one of the most iconic and daring roads in all of Europe. Trollstigen climbs to a height of over 2,800 feet above sea level. But the elevation is only part of the story. At the base, the Stigfossen waterfall roars to life, plunging 1,000 feet beside the road and shrouding it in mist. That mist? It settles on the asphalt like a trap, turning every curve into a wet, glistening mystery. The mountain doesn't just stand beside you, it watches you, and sometimes it strikes. This road isn't open all year. In winter, it disappears beneath meters of snow and becomes completely impassable, too dangerous even for snowplows. When it finally reopens in late spring or early summer, it feels less like a road and more like a rediscovered portal, unearthed from the mountain's icy grip. But what truly separates Trollstigen from other roads isn't the danger. It's the aura. The scenery is so vertical, so majestic, that it doesn't feel real. On foggy days, you can't see the next turn. You just drive into white nothingness, like you're slipping into a forgotten myth. It's here, in the high alpine silence, where modern engineering meets ancient wonder. And then there's the folklore. This is troll country. According to legend, the towering peaks and valleys are home to creatures that despise the sun and despise intrusion even more. Building a road through their mountains? That's a provocation. Locals say you should never drive Trollstigen after dark, unless you're willing to meet the beings that gave the road its name. Maybe it's superstition. Maybe it's just a reminder of how small we are compared to the forces of nature and legend. Trollsteigen isn't just a route from one place to another. It's a tribute to those who believe the impossible could be carved into stone. A place where danger and beauty twist together in a perfect, terrifying embrace. On this road, the turns are the destination, and every curve feels like a choice between earth and sky. High in the heart of the Italian Alps, where oxygen thins and the horizon folds into jagged peaks, there lies a road that doesn't just climb mountains, it conquers them. This is the Stelvio Pass. At over 9,000 feet above sea level, it's not just one of the highest paved roads in Europe. It's one of the most serpentine, most surreal, and most sought-after stretches of asphalt on Earth. 48 hairpin turns slice through the northern slope alone, winding so tightly that from above, the road looks less like infrastructure and more like a ribbon flung across a cliff face. But this isn't some modern engineering marvel. It was carved into the Alps nearly 2 centuries ago. Built between 1820 and 1825 under the Austrian Empire, the pass was envisioned as a military and trade route, a lifeline connecting the empire to its isolated Lombard province. Constructed by 2,500 laborers using rudimentary tools and pure grit, the Stelvio was an audacious project for its time, an alpine artery designed to defy gravity. And it worked. But what makes Stelvio extraordinary isn't just its history, it's the experience. Each numbered switchback feels like a countdown to the summit. The road is narrow, the curves are blind, and the drop-offs are unforgiving. Drivers wrestle with sudden elevation shifts, tight angles, and the ever-present danger of fog, ice, or miscalculation. Yet people flock here, not to commute, but to feel alive. Cyclists pedal upward in agony and ecstasy. Motorcyclists lean into every corner with heart-pounding precision. And thrill-seekers in sports cars chase that perfect curve through the mountains. It's no wonder Top Gear once called it the greatest driving road in the world. Because the Stelvio doesn't just test your machine, it tests your nerve. But this beauty is seasonal. From November to May, the pass disappears beneath a thick blanket of snow, sometimes several meters deep. When open, it's carefully monitored, with patrols and warning signs urging caution. Still, every year brings accidents, some fatal, often caused by speed, slick conditions, or sheer overconfidence. Yet for many, that risk is part of the draw. Because the Stelvio Pass isn't just a road. It's a challenge, a masterpiece, a siren song for those who believe driving is more than transportation. It's art. And in a world that prizes straight lines and shortcuts, the Stelvio dares a twist, to remind us that the long way up might just be the only way worth taking. This isn't just a road. It's a rebellion carved in stone. In the Taiyang Mountains of China, where sheer cliffs tower over mist-covered valleys, there exists a road so improbable, so human, that it defies every expectation of engineering. It's called the Guoyang Tunnel Road, and it wasn't built by a nation. It was carved by 13 villagers with their bare hands and an unshakable will. This hand-chiseled miracle winds through solid mountain rock in the remote province of Hunan, not Hainan, where the people of Guoyang Village had spent generations sealed off from the outside world. No real roads, no emergency access, no lifeline, just isolation, until they decided to fight the mountain. With nothing more than pickaxes, sledgehammers, and hand drills, these 13 villagers began chipping away. No heavy machinery. No dynamite in the early stages. 4 or 5 years, they dug relentlessly, clearing stone by hand, inch by inch, burden by burden. What they created was a 1.2-kilometer, 3/4 mile tunnel, about 5 meters high and 4 meters wide, just enough to allow a small vehicle to pass. But it's not just the tunnel's existence that stuns you. It's how it was built, with dozens of rectangular windows carved directly into the cliffside. They let in light, sure, but they also served as dumping chutes for rock, and now, terrifying glimpses of the vertical drop just inches away from your tires. Some of these openings are so large, a single miscalculation at the wheel could send you plummeting into open air. Yet drivers come anyway. In fact, they flock to this tunnel, not just to drive it, but to feel it, to trace the road where desperation met determination. The tunnel bends and curves constantly, not because of engineering formulas, but because it follows the stubborn shape of the mountain itself. At times, it doesn't even feel like a road. It feels like you're traveling through the veins of the earth. And then, suddenly, you reach Guoyang village, peaceful, scenic, and transformed. Before the road, it was almost cut off from the modern world. But after 1977, everything changed. Supplies came. Medical help arrived. Tourists began to appear. And what began as survival became a story of revival. Today, the tunnel is a symbol, not of peril, but of possibility. There are plenty of twisted roads in the world, but few twists with this kind of soul. Each curve in the Guoyang Tunnel isn't just shaped by nature. It's etched with the echo of hammers, the callous hands of villagers, and a quiet defiance that said, "We will not be forgotten." They didn't wait for the world to find them. They carved their way into history, one blow at a time. The Atlantic Ocean Road, where the highway dares the sea. Driving Norway's Atlantic Road doesn't feel like a road trip. It feels like you're threading your way across the spine of a sea serpent. Wind howling, waves crashing, and the sky always one storm away from fury. Stretching just 8 kilometers 5 miles, this marvel of engineering connects the mainland to the island of Averroy, darting boldly across scattered islets in the frigid Norwegian Sea. But don't let the short distance fool you. This isn't a road you forget. It's a symphony of concrete, water, and weather, where every turn could be your last if you're not careful. Built over 6 tumultuous years and completed in 1989, the Atlantic Road had to survive the wrath of 12 hurricanes during construction. At times, progress stopped entirely as the ocean reclaimed machinery and foundations. But when it was finally done, what stood wasn't just a road. It was a triumph over nature's chaos. Unlike typical coastal highways that cling timidly to the shore, the Atlantic Road veers straight into the sea, riding on artificial causeways and rock embankments just meters above roaring waves. On calm days, it's breathtaking. On stormy days, it's brutal. Wind gusts can toss smaller vehicles sideways. Winter turns the surface into a slick, ice-glazed trap. There's hardly any guardrail, and on either side, just angry ocean. That raw exposure is what gives the road its edge. There are moments when you feel suspended between the clouds and the deep, where the land ends and courage begins. It's not just scenic. It's elemental. And yet, this twisting ribbon is more than a tourist attraction. Locals drive it daily. School buses cross it. Delivery trucks rely on it. It's not just a route. It's a lifeline to one of the most hostile environments in Europe. But that hasn't stopped it from becoming a global icon. Drone footage of the Atlantic Road routinely goes viral. Car commercials love it. Extreme cyclists and marathon runners challenge it in gale force winds. There's a reason filmmakers chase the road. It looks like you're driving on water, floating between earth and sky. No matter how many times you travel it, the Atlantic Ocean Road never becomes routine. The sea won't allow it. It reminds you with every curve, splash, and gust that nature is never far away in Norway. Here, the wild is part of the pavement, and the journey is anything but ordinary. Apin's Road of 99 curves, a dance of asphalt and precision. In the misty mountains of eastern Hokkaido, there's a road that doesn't just bend, it pirouettes. Known as the Road of 99 Curves, or Kikyoku in Japanese, this twisting stretch between Bahoro and Teshikaga is less a highway and more a ritual, a test, a legend. Spanning just under 18 kilometers, 11 miles, the road features exactly 99 numbered hairpin turns, each one marked like a chapter in a story written on asphalt. It's one of the most curve-dense public roads on Earth, and for Japanese car and motorcycle enthusiasts, it's hallowed ground. But don't confuse the symmetry for simplicity. This is not a playground. The road demands sharp focus, especially in Hokkaido's volatile weather. Authorities warn drivers to stay away during snow or heavy rain unless absolutely necessary. Yet, thrill seekers come anyway, particularly in autumn, when the forest explodes into shades of crimson, gold, and amber, and every bend unveils a fresh mural of seasonal beauty. Near the summit lies a rare reprieve, the Bihoro Pass viewpoint. Here, the road momentarily exhales, straightening just enough to reveal a jaw-dropping vista of Lake Kushiro, a sprawling caldera lake that reflects the sky like glass. It's a place to pause, breathe, take in a view, and steel yourself for the descent. But this road isn't just scenic. It's sacred in Japanese car culture. It's been immortalized in anime, video games, and sports car commercials. Dash cams record every angle. Riders debate ideal entry speeds and steering angles like samurai refining their swordplay. The road of 99 curves isn't about speed, it's about mastery. And that's what sets it apart. Most twisted roads exist because geography left no other option. But this one, it feels intentional, as if the engineers designed it not to conquer mountain, but to collaborate with it. The curves flow like brushstrokes in calligraphy, each turn elegant and deliberate. It's not a road you simply drive, it's a performance. Locals speak of the road with a mix of reverence and realism. It's beautiful, yes, but unforgiving. And tourists quickly learn, this isn't a road for distracted driving or casual sightseeing. It's a road that demands surrender. You grip the wheel. You lean into the rhythm. You become part of the choreography. That's why it ranks among the most twisted roads in the world. Not for cliffs or chaos or crashing surf, but for the relentless precision of its geometry. 99 curves. No shortcuts. No mercy. Just you, your machine, and the mountain's graceful dare. There are roads you drive, and then there are roads that drive something into you. The Hana Highway in Hawaii isn't just a route. It's a rite of passage. Tracing 64 miles along Maui's wild northeastern edge, this legendary stretch of pavement feels less like infrastructure and more like an initiation into the island's untamed soul. It's a narrow, winding thread carved between mountains and sea, where the rainforest spills over the edges and waterfalls leap out of the jungle without warning. But breathtaking views alone don't earn a place on this list. It's the shape of the road, the relentless, coiled chaos of it, that makes the Hana Highway one of the most twisted ever built. Over 600 curves, 59 bridges, many of them just wide enough for a single vehicle. No divider, no forgiveness. Originally pieced together in the 1920s and 30s using prison labor and hand tools, this wasn't a road of convenience. It was a lifeline, a mission to connect the remote town of Hana to the rest of Maui, no matter how brutal the terrain. And even today, nearly a century later, it remains one of the most punishing and mesmerizing drives in the world. Time means nothing here. The full drive might only be 64 miles, but it can take 4 hours or more if the weather holds, if the traffic lets you. If you don't stop every few minutes to gasp at another jungle-covered cliff, another lava-carved beach, another thundering cascade that seems to fall straight from the clouds. The speed limit? Rarely more than 25, and in many spots, much lower. Some curves are so tight, so unforgiving, that larger vehicles can't even pass without reversing. One-lane bridges force standoffs. Tree branches scrape paint from door panels. And every curve holds a threat of rockfall, especially during the rainy season, when the cliffs above loosen and the road below seems to vanish beneath debris. In places like the Kauai Peninsula, the highway dances mere inches from the edge of a sheer cliff, with little more than a rusted rail, or nothing at all, separating you from a plunge into the Pacific. The jungle here doesn't just surround the road. It attacks it. The Hana Highway is in a constant war with nature. Road crews clear it, patch it, protect it. And the very next day, it tries to disappear again, swallowed by vines, water, and earth. And yet, that's the point. This road isn't designed for speed. It's designed for surrender. You don't rush it, you submit to it. Every curve slows you down until you're no longer driving but feeling. The fear, the awe, the respect. For the people of Hana, this is just life. Their daily path in and out of town. But for visitors, it's something else entirely. A twisted journey. A test of nerves. A lesson in beauty and danger intertwined. Once you've driven the Hana Highway, you'll never forget it, not because of the destination, but because of the road itself.